This is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with IRS. I worked at IRS for a decade. I have worked thousands of IRS cases. I have a team of former IRS agents, and we really know exactly what's going on with any problem that you have with IRS. We were the IRS, so many times we give you insight, what goes on behind the scenes that people really do not know about. Anyway, by the way, I've been on all the major TV stations. Just look me up at 777irs.com. That's the only advertising I do if you want me to represent you. Let me tell you about passport revocation. IRS kind of did a really dirty on you if you're listening to me. About 8 years ago, there was a FAST act that Congress passed. Yeah, it was really fast. Everyone, loads on their own bills, and this long bill comes out of 6,000 pages, and everyone throws in stuff. Well, IRS threw something in this bill, and it was unbelievable. They said anyone who has serious tax debt over, at that time it was 52,000. Now it's 62,000. You're going to go ahead and probably lose your passport. If you're listening to me, that's what happened to you. So what IRS has done is they go ahead first of all and they file. They've sent you out a number of letters just so you know whether you got them or not. Then IRS finally they send out a 504 CP 504, and then they send out that notorious letter, the 508C, the passport notice that, hey, you're going to lose your passport if you don't contact us. And what IRS is required to do, IRS is actually have to notify by law the State Department that says you have serious tax debt. So the law says IRS, but IRS created the law. It's kind of an oxymoron, right? So anyway, how do you get your passport back? Well, IRS wants a financial statement from you. If you call the IRS, the 1-800 number, they're going to want a form 433F. You can just Google it online, download it, 433F. It's a 2-page form. And then IRS is going to close your case, and then they'll reverse this passport thing. But you have to listen now to what I have to say. Very important. This is the crux of this. You just don't want your passport back. You want to close your case effectively. What do I mean by that? When you give IRS that financial statement, they're either going to close it by currently non-collectible, by payment agreement, or by maybe you filing an offer in compromise. But that financial statement is critical because when you give IRS that financial statement, IRS is not going to accept the expenses that you have for food and clothing, housing and utilities, car payments, and car expenses. They're going to put the Department of Labor's figures in there, and that screws. So you want your passport back, you may wind up with a $3,000 payment to IRS to do that. But that's not what you want. You want to close your case with IRS and not have this big payment. Don't get caught up in that trap. So as a former IRS agent, we know ways around this, or ways of talking to IRS because we've worked there. Anyway, if you want to get your passport back, at least call somebody. Should you call yourself? I wouldn't. The passports are really funny, and it's going to take a lot longer than IRS says, just so you know the wait time is longer. But we can get it back as fast as possible. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. I told you everything I can within 4 minutes. I'd really appreciate a subscription, a like, or a share. Subscriptions are important. Lets YouTube know we do a good job. Thank you so very much.